Hello and welcome to Dad Got This, where we answer the tough questions like, should you sear then smoke, or smoke then sear your thick cut pork chops on your Ninja Woodfire Grill, or any smoker for that matter? And why should you never rob a bank with a pig? Because they always squeal. For today's test, I want to thank Wild Fork Foods for providing these pork chops for me to do the test with. If you guys want to know a little bit more about Wild Fork Foods, I've done a grand opening out there. I cooked for them out there. They sell awesome meats, tough to find cuts. Everything comes frozen so you can just throw it in your freezer and use it when you want it. And they even ship. So if there's not one near you, you can get some Wild Fork Foods food for you. Today's going to be a tongue twister of a day, I can already tell. We are in pursuit of the perfect pork chop. Told you. Say that 5 times fast. I've always wondered what would be the best method for cooking one of these pork chops. Should you sear it and then slowly bring it up to your target temperature, like you normally would in any grill? Or should you use the reverse sear method that's really popular with steaks, where you slowly bring it up to temperature and then you sear it at the end? I didn't know that answer. I've never done a side-by-side test. That ends today. For that test, we are going to use some Berkshire pork chops. Berkshire pork is just an amazing pork. It has like a fattiness and a quality to it that you just don't get in other pork. And at Wild Fork Foods, it's not that expensive. These are 2 nearly identical 1-pound pork chops. Let's go ahead and prep the grill, and then we'll get these seasoned up. For this cook, I'm gonna use some Smokin pecan shell pellets. It's one of my favorite pellets to use in the Ninja. It just adds a really great flavor. I love them. The one thing I don't love is their bag is not wide enough to really get your hopper in to scoop out of. A little annoying. Because every time I try to pour or anything like that, I always drop them on the floor. Take your pellet hopper, fill it to the top.
Right to the top.
Do the dad shake. The dad shake either compacts the pellets and makes them burn better, separates the pellets and gives them lots of air and makes them burn butter. They don't burn butter, they burn better. Or it does absolutely nothing. I still do it every time. Now, throw your hopper back into the Ninja Woodfire, and we're gonna turn this on and we're gonna set it to the grill setting with wood fire, high, and just turn it up to the max it goes to, an hour, because it doesn't really matter time on this. This is just for the sear on the first pork chop. The reason I turned on wood fire, even though it's gonna yell at me to close the lid when I do my first sear, because I want those pellets ignited. It's gonna make my life go a little bit faster when we set it to the smoker setting to smoke both of these pork chops. See in a little bit when everything gets all warmed up and ready to go. While we're waiting for that smoker to come up to temp, let's go ahead and season our chops. I'm gonna be really simple with this. Got some sea salt and some black pepper. Not a lot of black pepper. I don't want that to be too heavy. And because it's me, you know I'm gonna use Go 50-50 granulated garlic and granulated onion. I just love the flavor. Because this is less about the flavor of the chops and we're more about checking cooking perfection. Now we'll go ahead and flip these bad boys. A little more salt. A little more pepper. Our Go. And then we'll just pick up some seasoning from the board, the sides, and the fat. The fat doesn't really need a bunch, but we got seasoning on the board. Let's pick it up. Good to go. I just got my notification that the Ninja is ready. Let's go ahead and sear off this first chop.
Now, if you don't want your grill to yell at you, turn it off, turn it back on, don't hit wood fire, set it to grill, and then just hold the start button to skip all the preheat stuff.
Throw down a little avocado oil. I even got some there on the sides. Now that we got a good sear on pork chop number 1, let's throw our probes in. We want to go into the thickest part of the meat, not touching the bone.
Time to throw the rack in.
Because we had already ignited the pellets the first time, all we had to do was turn the unit off, turn it back on, put it on smoker, 200 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius, and hit start. Then I just held start for 3-4 seconds until the preheat and the IGN go away. And then it's just ready for food. Your pellets are already ignited. You don't need to reignite them for this step. Let's go get these on the smoker. Berkshire pork is supposed to be cooked to an internal final temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit, or don't worry about a little bit of pinkness in it. It's the way it's supposed to be cooked. It's completely safe, and that's how you cook Berkshire pork. So that's what we're gonna cook it to. Now, for the one we've already seared, we're gonna cook it to 135, let it rest and come up to 145. For the one that hasn't been seared, we're gonna cook it to 125, which will then give us the time and the temperature to be able to sear it and then let it come up to 145. Set up a dual probe setup here in the Ninja Woodfire app. Probe number 1, Ninja, you need to make it so I can set up 2 separate cooks with the probes. That'd be awesome. So what I had to do is I had to set it for the 145 final temp. It'll then shut off at 135 to allow the food to rest, but I'm just gonna have to watch it and make sure that I catch the other one at 125. See what I'm saying? And there's all those temps in Celsius. While those are going, let's whip up a quick sauce, because why not? A little bit of onion. Some basil from my garden, more specifically, my wife's garden. She has the green thumb. I kill everything. Want a couple cloves of garlic. 3 big ones should do it. Now off to the stove. Medium heat. Butter, onions, garlic, basil. Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper. Half a cup of chicken stock. Half a cup of lemon juice. And then we're gonna simmer that for like 5 or 10 minutes. If you want, throw in a couple lemon wedges. Amazingly, they finished at the same time. So let's grab them out of there and then set this thing up to sear the second chop. Everything worked out for me almost perfectly timing-wise. Both chops got done at basically the same time, so I pulled them off to rest. I got my sauce simmering on the stove, but when I went to go ahead and preheat the grill to grill setting, it wouldn't do preheat. So I just turned it on. We'll let it sit there for about 10 minutes. We'll hit it with the temp gun and see what it's at, and then we'll do our final sear, and let's see which one's better. That'll do it. And here are our Berkshire pork chops, reverse seared, regular seared. Immediately, the reverse sear has a better crust. I think the crust was really good when I first did it on this one before I went through the smoking process, but it looks like we lost some of that crust. Let's see how the interiors look. I'll cut it right down the center. Off the bone here. Cook-wise, they look to be almost identical. They're both cooked perfectly. Let's try the sear, then smoke. That's just a fantastic pork chop. Juicy, tender, love the flavor to it. It's got a bit of smoke in there. It's a good pork chop. Let's try this one. I would say if you blindfolded me, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference between the two of those. Now, appearance-wise, because we eat with our eyes first, the reverse sear is more appetizing. It's got a better look to it. So in my opinion, I would do the reverse sear. But if you've been doing it this way, you're really not hurting yourself. It's still delicious. Let's try our sauce. We made it, right? Let's pop a little bit down there like that. Lemon, garlic, onion, basil, brown butter sauce thing. I don't know, I just made it up, so. Oh wow, oh wow. The pork chop is amazing as is. but when you add that sauce, it adds that bright citrusy flavor to it, the creaminess of the butter, the lovely basil flavor. I'm using that on all my pork. That is fantastic. Please do the likey, subscribe stuff. YouTube loves it when you leave a like, leave a comment. Maybe you're gonna leave a comment on a test you want me to do. I'm down, especially if Wild Fork gives me meat. But if you really want to support this channel, consider becoming a member. Members get early updates, they get early access to videos, they get shout outs, producer credits, all kinds of fun stuff. I got more that I'm working on for members in the future, so if you're interested in really supporting this channel, consider becoming a member. That information will be in the description, along with links to pretty much anything I use. I'll throw information on the cutting board, throw information on the Wild Fork, I'll throw information on my awesome shirts from Roosevelt's. There will be a lot of information down there. Some of them will be affiliate links, and if you use them, they help me out, and I appreciate it. So I guess the answer to the question of should you sear then smoke or smoke then sear is depends on you. Whatever's easiest for you. I will be doing the reverse sear method because I like the look of the chop when it comes off the grill, freshly seared, better than I like the other one. And that's just me. Maybe you do something different. So I guess the only question left to answer is, where does a pig take its laundry? The hog wash. Yeah. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes. Answer your questions about how to cook foods on the Ninja Woodfire Grill and other grills. But there's one thing Dad will never do, and that's an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This episode of Dad Got This was brought to you by our producers. Thank you very much.